Hey everyone, I am here for Jumpstart January. We are coming close to the end, and I have to say, it is going along. So of course, today is TGIT. It is Thursday, and for those of you who are always glued to the TV on Thursday, you guys will be very excited for tonight. Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. So it is good TV watching. I know there are a lot of YouTubers that review all three of the shows, especially Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. You will see your favorite YouTubers back on the tube reviewing your favorite shows. I will not be reviewing Scandal, and I have never ever sat through a full season. I don't know all the episodes of How to Get Away with Murder. I watch my favorite YouTubers review How to Get Away with Murder, so I have really not gotten engaged in that show, but I love me some Viola Davis, and you know, I will, you know, go in, but I'm not one to say I'm completely glued. Again, you know, I don't watch a lot of TV. You know, there's a couple of shows that I will watch. I will say for the Housewives, you know, it wouldn't be uncommon for me to go a couple of weeks without watching it. But because I've decided to review it, that I've been more consistent. So I will not be reviewing Scandal. I will be watching Scandal. I will come back tomorrow for my Jumpstart January and give a discussion of the episode, because based on the commercials, it's supposed to be really good, nail biting, and you don't want to miss it. So I'm all for that. My husband also does not mind watching Scandal, so we will watch it. I'm hoping to watch it tonight. I want to watch it tonight, but again, because I don't watch a lot of TV all the time, and I'm usually caught up with doing other things, I don't always watch it. But it is the season premiere, and I don't want to miss it. So what else did I want to say? I'm glad Jumpstart January is coming to a close, because February, even though February is not going to be super busy, I do have some things. You know, I'm going out of town, so I'm going to a convention with my husband. We're going for business, and then we're going out of town overnight during Valentine's Day weekend, which we'll be celebrating our anniversary with another couple. And I am going to be doing a concert review. I have noticed that when I do concert reviews, I get a lot of views on that, which I'm very happy about. And I'm going to do a concert review on Charlie Wilson and Fantasia. So I'm really excited to see that. And I found out locally that there's a concert that's going to have Tyrese, Eric Benet, and someone else. And I really would like to see that. That's February 10th. So I don't know if I can squeeze in another concert, but I would like to see them. I get a lot of views, and I enjoy going to the concerts. As you know, I am a Prince fan, and you know, we've lost a lot of great people, and ever since Prince died unexpectedly, my husband and I made a deliberate decision to go to concerts now, because it's just not, we take it for granted that we're going to have an opportunity to see these people when, you know, these are my counterparts as far as age, and I've lost people in their early 50s, which is really you know, unsettling. So we just said whatever you know, artists are out there that we really like, we're gonna make a point to try to go see. So just like we saw Gladys Knight in Michigan, Charlie Wilson and Fantasia are going to be performing in Michigan. Now, I never was a huge fan of Fantasia. I did watch her on American Idol. I never considered like I'm going to go see her on concert. Never like put it on my mind like I want to go see her. However, I did watch Ashley Miller when I'm trying to figure out who she was watching, who she went to go see. She went to go, oh, maybe it was Fantasia, and the name escapes me, but she said Fantasia is an amazing entertainer, and truth be told, I want to see some folks that can sing and can entertain me. You know, you don't have to be Janet Jackson or Beyonce necessarily. Like you don't have to necessarily go all over the floor, but I want to see a consummate entertainer, someone who can tell a story and sing and really get you engaged. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited. I think it's Maxwell. Oh, I'm gonna check the marquee. I think that's coming is Tyrese, Eric Benet, and Maxwell, and I think that's a great lineup. So I think that's who it is. I'm not sure. I'm just getting back from out of town, so I don't know if I can squeeze that in, but that would be totally awesome if I could. So for Jumpstart January, I was watching Lovely T and I was watching Nayrob, and you know, a couple of other YouTubers who have been talking about Ricky Smiley's son making those comments about how he's not attracted to black women, or he doesn't find black women attractive, that they remind him of his sister. He's not, but if they're exotic, if they're other races, then he likes them. He's physically attracted. So I've never watched a Ricky Smiley show, but on Lovely T's channel, she had the snippets and all that. And to be honest, I can't talk about this in a 15-minute Jumpstart January video, because she not only talked about the comment that Ricky Smiley did, but she made comments about the girls going to get contacts, and you know, they were more inclined to get the light colored eyes and all of that made them feel more beautiful than anything else. So, you know, I'm just surprised that we're still on the colored contacts, because that's so 1983 in my mind. And anytime I see women, especially in my age, that are wearing the contacts, I'm like, okay. Listen, back in the day, and I would say between 1982 to 1989, colored contacts was the thing to do. And Oprah was wearing colored contacts. We all know Kenya Moore has worn colored contacts. I've even seen Sheree, when they did the opening of segment of Real Housewives, she's got colored contacts. You know, this is not nothing new under the sun. Sorry guys, I'm sorry that is so dark, but this is how my day has been going. I start making a video, and before you know it, it has gotten later than when I first started the video. So I was talking about, I don't know exactly what I was talking about, but it was about Ricky Smiley's son. And listen, I mean, all I can say is that colorism is real. It's real. I've experienced it in my life, and I don't think that's going to die down. Am I shocked that this 15-year-old young boy made these statements about black girls and how he doesn't find them attractive? No, not really. Is it right? No, it's not. But listen, I know it's not quite the same thing, but I will say this. My personal experience that I went through at, talking about being 15, I experienced that with boys not liking me, not being attracted to me in my young adult life, not wanting to deal with me, because let's face it, I'm just going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak the truth that happened in my life experience. And that is, for the most part, boys weren't checking for me. Okay? They weren't checking for me. And the truth is that in my experience, my own personal experience, I'm of a certain age where Vanessa Williams was who the boys wanted. They didn't want a Kenyan war. Not until later. Vanessa Williams, who was the woman, the ideal woman to get, physically speaking. Nobody was checking for a dark-skinned girl. And I experienced that a lot in my life. If you go in the archives and talk about beauty, I knew a long time ago and accepted a long time ago that society was not checking for someone who looked like me as a sense of a model of beauty, an ideal of beauty. I knew that. I knew no one was looking for my skin, my facial features, my hair, no one. And like all women, you start chasing an ideal. And the ideal, I decided a long time ago, is that since society does not appreciate my beauty, I'm going to embrace my beauty. And that saved me from a lot of heartache. That doesn't mean that I didn't feel rejected, because of course I felt rejected. But I knew that if I wanted to feel good about myself, I had to learn early in life that I'm going to have to be comfortable in my skin. And I am going to not focus on the boys that don't like me or the men that don't want to talk to me. I'm going to focus on the men that find me attractive. And did that mean they were black? Yes. Did they mean they were not black? Yes. Because I was not going to put myself in a box. And I never focused on the boys that didn't like me. Although I do know that the boys that were not going to ever ask me out on a date always had something to say about who I was dating. That is true. So if you thought that I was going to sit at home Friday night, Saturday night, because you don't want to have anything to do with me, yet I had a young man who may or may not be black asked me out on a date, and he was nice to me, polite, courteous. Of course I already knew him, because I've told you in the past that I never dated a stranger. I had a familiarity with this person, and he asked me out for lunch or the movies. You think I'm gonna sit at home because I want someone who looks like me, or I'm waiting for someone who looks like me to ask me out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I never dated exclusively inside my race, and I never dated exclusively outside my race. What I cared for was finding a date, a man who was fun, who was smart, who had the same common interests in me, and of course, I'm attracted to him. And personally, it didn't matter to me what kind of package it came in. So I'm more about the core values. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I have a friend, a childhood friend, who I was secretly crushing on. And I don't even think he even remembers this conversation. But he has, you know, caramel complexion. And I remember having a conversation with him, and he said he would never date anybody that was darker than him. Well, clearly I was darker than him, but I was mortified by the statement. Like, one, I didn't even think he felt that way, and second, I was like, oh my God, like, if he's not gonna date anyone that's darker than him, does he know how many girls he doesn't have access to? And clearly I wasn't in the running, because he was more attracted to the Vanessa Williams type of girl than the Kenya Moore kind of girl, okay? So I was hearing that while I was in high school. You know, chocolate girls weren't winning back then. Now fast forward, and I find that men who are in my age group, maybe a little bit younger, and older than me, oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm getting far more compliments here in my late 40s than I ever could have as a teenager and a young adult. Are you kidding me? If I could tell you how many times somebody has stopped me, a man has stopped me and made a compliment about my complexion, or a compliment about my dark skin, and how they think I'm so beautiful, and they love my hair and all this stuff. You know, I bet you if I was like, you know, were you looking for me 30 years ago when I was trying to date, and you know, you was looking at me like I wasn't anybody to be dealing with? No. 9 times out of 10, because when you get older, you realize some things aren't as important. Now, you want to be physically attracted to someone, of course. I mean, that's just human nature. But to say that you're not attracted to someone that's you know, that statement shows a lot of immaturity and no experience with life. I wouldn't even say a self-hater, because like I said, you know, I have a friend from childhood who made that comment, and he at this age is one of the most, you know, conscious people I know. You know, I mean, he hasn't owned a TV in like over 10 years. He immerses himself in history, Black history, culture. And you know, if I stuck him to the comments that he said when he was, you know, 13, 14, like I said, I think he would be appalled of his younger self. I've never had a conversation, but I will tell you this, as a girl, a dark girl, you know, I remember that conversation. I remember that comment, because I will tell you, one of the bad things about doing one of these jumpstart everyday video is that you use up a whole bunch of memory in your phone or your camera, and in the middle of filming, my camera says it doesn't have enough space to finish, so I had to spend the time to delete pictures and videos and things. So I was talking about my childhood friend, and you know, I remember the comment, and I'll tell you a story, and then I'll get off, because like I said, this deserves, and this could be, you know, a hometown, you know, a town hall meeting type of conversation. And I want to say 22, and my girlfriends and I was stationed in Maryland at the time. My girlfriends and I, we went for a girls' night out, one of those theater, you know, church theater.